Okay, to continue on with the presentation file, what we'll do now is we'll start taking some other components apart, and I guess we'll start with the this guide stuff here. So we'll start by taking out the screws. And we'll get the 3/4 inch ones. Now I'm going to expand this a little bit so I can see them. There's one. Again, hold the control key down on your keyboard. There's two. And drag them out. And you can see that's in a positive direction. I'm going to make this one 8. Clear that. Then we may, I might have to see how this works, but we may want to move those out to the side as well. In fact, let's just go ahead and do that. We'll pick a direction. Now this time we're going to pick the side here, and we'll grab this one and we'll drag him out this way. We'll make that -8 again. Then we'll grab this one over here. Again, grabbing that axis, grab that out there, make that 8 as well. So they're out of the way. Then next we'll grab this piece right here, and we'll grab that by that axis, drag this out. We'll make that -5. Then we'll go back around and we'll rotate this around a little bit so we can see it from the other direction. And we'll, first better hit clear. Grab this at that hole, and we'll bring that out this way, and we'll make that -6. Then it's a matter of which way do we want to drag this piece out here. And we'll drag this one out. We'll make that 4. Now that might be too much, but again, we can change that as we go along here. That's not too bad. Then let's see. Well, I guess the first thing I'll do is hit that save button again. We've done some work here. Then we're going to grab, we'll tweak this component. Let's see, let's clear that out. There we go, there's our direction. We'll take this, and that. Take all 3 of them and go up with them. Let's go up 6 again, what the heck. Doesn't cost any more. Then we need to take that cap off, so we'll grab this here, and we'll grab that piece right there, make that -4, I guess will be enough. Then we'll clear that, grab that piece at the axis and drag it out. And we'll make that -5, what the heck. And that thing is now taken apart. So it hit the save button again. So that now when we go to put that thing back together with the animation, and there's some other things there that we might want to talk about before we even do that. Some of these trails might kind of get in your way, and if that's the case, then we can get rid of them. Now there's several ways to do it. You can just simply go to one and right click and hit the visibility and it turns it off. You can grab several of them if you want, holding the shift key down. And I lost these. And notice there are different lengths there. Or the other way you can turn them off is to come over to the left side in the browser, and you can see there's a tweak there. Turn off the visibility there as well. So you can open all these up and see that they're here. These are all turned on still, and these two up here turned off. See how they're gray, and these are not. So you can turn them off that way as well. As far as that goes, you can hold down the shift key and pick the whole slew of them if you want. So I can get this one, hit the shift key, and get the bottom one. I get them all. Turn off the visibility. So if you choose to do that, that's acceptable. I'm going to leave that one open and close these because I know I've got them already turned off. We got one here I still have to turn off. So I've still got all of those. Just using this one as a marker. And I'll just keep moving down and hiding the other one. So you can go through and find all these tweaks, turn them all off. Like I said, sometimes it can just get pretty busy in there and you have a hard time figuring out where they're at. Now that's not going to affect what we do as far as reordering them and such, here when we start the animation process. So you don't have to be able to see these to get that job done. And I'm going to hit save again. Now then, when we do our animation, as you can see, if we hit play up here, it starts putting this thing back together. Now, keep in mind too that I'm going to reset this. The number of frames will determine how fast or how slow this thing goes. You have to hit apply when you change the frames. But notice now it's going quite a bit faster. I find that easiest when I'm trying to make sure that my order is correct. Okay, so see there's one that's not quite correct. Oh, and I still have those two clamps to get on there as well, don't I? So I still have those two bottom jaw pieces to get out of there. So I guess we better get those out before we do anything else. So let's tweak components again. We'll grab this at that face. And the question is, how do we want to do it? We want to grab both of them at the same time. Probably not a bad idea. Pull those back out. Move it 3. Clear that. Then the question is, do we want to move it anywhere else? For now, let's just leave it where it's at. And then we'll hit save again, of course. But now, see, that's definitely out of order at this point. And here's our order. So I'll hit play. See, we'd want to put the screws in there right after we put that in, wouldn't we? And it's all together. Now that, just because it's all together doesn't mean it's all right, does it? So then we have to go back in there and find those tweaks and get them reordered. Well, let's see. If we want to find this piece right here, that has a washer. It's a nut and a washer, and those two were grouped together. And there's number 11 right there. So we want that to be farther down the list, don't we? So we'll move that down. Now, where do we want to move that down to? We want to move it down to, let's see, let's just play it here real quick. And it's number 17. It's the last thing there, isn't it? So we would want to put it down there somewhere close to 17. So let's move 11. So and there are two things there, and they're grouped. So we'll move them down. Whoops, I got to cancel that because that just tried to group all that up. So let's try that again. Okay, there's 11. And I want to move that down. And, oh, it did move it down. It made it number 12 now. Okay, so then we'll move it down until we get it to the very bottom. And it's at the bottom. I didn't need to turn that off, but now if I animate it, we'll see that that's the last thing to happen. We also need to check where these two screws are. There's number 13 and 14. We need to move those up closer to the beginning. And then we lost that. I got busy looking at that other stuff. Now what we can do is let's rotate this around so we can see that, and we can play this back. And there you can see it doing its thing. Oh, and I forgot to apply that. That's what happened. So we're going to have to go back and move that. And then I need to hit apply. Now when we hit play, we'll note that that'll be one of the last things to happen. And I don't know, I may want to end up making that second to last. May want to move that hex washer or hex socketed cap screw down. Apply that. Now we also need to find these screws here. Those are the small screws. So let's play it back here again. There's the, because I want those screws to go in right after that. And it's 12 and 13. Okay. So I want 12 and 13 to be moved up. we'll move, well, it's not 12 or 13 now, is it? But it's the hex socketed cap screw, the first one we get to that's not grouped, I guess. Right there. Move that up. And apply. And then we'll hit the play. Now you see, now our screws are going in where they're supposed to. So you can see we can rearrange those. We can delete tweaks. We can do all kinds of things with those as we go along. And what I'm going to do now is hit the save button. We'll stop this video, and then in the next video I'm going to show you how to make those screws look like they're going into place. So that'll be next.